How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Airbrush Down Dirty Tricks on a Thursday night. It's been an awesome week. Did a lot of cool video shoots this week and last week. That stuff's going to be coming out very soon. That's going to be some real special stuff, and can't wait for that to be seen. With that, let's get going, and we're going to thank all our sponsors and supporters who come on here and help us out with supplies and some support and sponsorship. Fisheye Filter Water, Create Text, obviously, from Coast Airbrush, and FBS Tapes, and all that fun stuff. I want to thank all those guys. They make this happen and help it happen. So thank you all for the support and the love. And let's get moving on to what we're doing here. This is the guy we're doing. This is the reference image, this guy. So, no, I always go the other way. It's this one. This one. This one. So, May the 4th be with all of you. So, for those who don't know, this is May the 4th, which is, for Star Wars geeks, the holiest day of the year. So, with that being a live feed day, following on, I had to do a Star Wars themed piece. And I was going to do a Vader with the half thing, and I was going to do this, and I got a few things going. And then some of those ideas are like, oh, really good, but not for a 2-hour live feed. Or I would have to do a lot more prep prior to. So I decided, I'm like, oh, let me get this really cool creature. And this is always my favorite creature. For the monsters through the whole Return of the Jedi, all the Star Wars series, I've always loved the Rancor. It's always just been cool. The fact the original one was a puppet and still holds up to this day is amazing. And so I decided to take a couple screenshots from the movie and just kind of work from them, reposition, and make my own kind of image. I didn't want to just use a direct piece of clip art. So this is kind of put my spin on it. And let me bring up my multi-cameras, what we're going to do here. And you can get going and see what you're going to do. Just sitting around the nursing up my knee. Oh, man. Nursing up a knee is never fun. Never fun. Marco Nunez from Costa Rica, thank you for popping on the feed over Facebook. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the 36 of you over here on YouTube who are popping in and hanging out. Let's show you what I got going on here. Alright, so I have my sketch. I drew it quick in the computer. Basically all I do is Mike Manning with the first super chat of the evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. Thanks for that. Help keeps this going. Alright, so basically how I worked this image is I sketched each component. I sketched the face. I sketched the hands actually separate, and kind of worked on that. Really kind of moved and repositioned each layer until I was happy with the composition. Then I sized it in Adobe Illustrator and printed it out 1-to-1 on paper. Okay, just full-size paper, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Then I've done this trick a million times, so I didn't want to show it because it does take a long time. I did an image transfer by taking a super soft pencil and drew on the back, got it all smeared on there, and then basically turned this into graphite paper, turned it into transfer paper. Put it on, drew over with a pen. I've done this on 20, 30 videos. I even have separate videos on it, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. So the line work is here, and this base panel is a 12x18 white panel that's been almost like a marbleized in texture. And I wanted the background to have a texture, so it automatically gives the texture to the character. So I just basically did the old school trick. Sorry. The old school trick of I put down a base layer, then I put down, this was Cratex sealer, then I made a darker sealer, like a brown. While it was still wet, I took saran wrap and just smeared it over the top and stretched it, like an old marbleizing trick, pulled that. Then I sprayed a white layer, did the same thing. Super easy, and that's how I got to this point. And yeah, that was it. Super, super easy. Alright, so you may notice upper camera looks a lot better than usual. So I did get a matching camera. So now we can do this live, much easier. And I'm not dealing with that fixed camera I had before. So now all 3 cameras all match. And that's all thanks to you guys' support, super chats, and all the sponsors, everything that keeps us going. I just invest that in more equipment, make this channel better, and make the content better for you guys. So, yeah, so we're humming along. And let's talk about paint. I did not do my paint list that I traditionally do, but I'll give you a brief rundown. I'm using Createx Illustration Colors Burnt Umber. I'm using a candy black mixed with dirt track brown, and a candy dirt track brown mixed with a couple drops of black. Kind of my Dirty Penny recipe, an espresso shot recipe, but I just kind of winged it tonight. More towards, both are darker, and the brown black is darker than the normal espresso shot. So I've just kind of cocktailed some stuff together. Then I mixed up a Titan buff, which is just, instead of a pure white, I may use white. And then I have that same burnt umber brown. I just added some black to it, just so it's darker. So I'm going to see what I ended up using. But I'm just doing the traditional method here. So I got it transferred. We're going to go mostly freehand. I want to block out some background and get some texture in there. So the first thing we need to do, what do we need to do? I need to get some texture effects here. You know what, let's go. Nah. I really wish I don't have any. Oh, I don't have any Gen 1 texture effects up here. Alright, we'll use. Sorry. We'll use one of my glue templates. You know, I'll probably end up using my spiral glue template at some point. And then we got, obviously, Gerald's texture effects, and I'm probably going to use bubble effects. Bubble effects make awesome, like, skin texture as well. For, like, dragons and demons. So we got more people over on Facebook. Hi, Mom. My mom's on. And James, Marco. Cool. Hey, drink. Cheers. A little Buffalo Trace tonight. Get a nice little bottle of that. Yum. That's what I need. I need a bourbon sponsor. Alright. So, I am just going to take my ugly mug off and go to the reference so you can see what I'm working on. So basically what I did is after I transferred it, I just cut the background out. We're just going to use this just to kind of block some things in. Is Mr. Leahy on? I didn't see Steve. Steve? Where's Steve? Yay, he is on. What's going on, Bucky? So this is the burnt umber. And then what I'm going to actually do, I'm going to switch off that one for a second. And I want to use the darker one for now. This is burnt umber with a little black mixed in. Gary Gregory. What's going on, brother? Ken, what's happening? Cool. I think that's enough just to get things going. Let me show you what I got here. Steve, I got some neodymium magnets. These are great. I gotta get some more, but yep. Bubbles! Yeah, bubble template's awesome. Alright, let's see. So basically, see, I just kind of blocked that guy out. And I can work here as much as I want later. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cutting mat, just stick that on here, take my X-Acto window, and I'm going to fully cut the hand away. I just left a little tab, see that? It was together, now it's not. We got him loose, same thing here. Get you. Cool, cool. Easy peasy. You know me, I don't like to use a lot of masking, so I try to get rid of it as fast as possible. Even when I plot, similar method. Put that hand back. Yeah, it's definitely nice. The colors are the same. The tone's a little off, but the tone's a little off just because it's two light angles. So you have the lights bouncing to the cameras in different ways. So that's always going to be, you know, a little different just because of the angles. But yeah, it's much nicer. It's nice I can do this and really get right in. I actually have another lens. So if I put the camera up higher, I can go really wide and I'll be able to come in to like right on the eye, which is what I want to be able to do. So, yep. Luckily, the camera supply store that I deal with sometimes had a basically a certified pre-owned that they go through of the same cameras I have, and it was just a steal of a price. So, could not pass it up. Okay, just enough to get some separation. So they don't stick to the aluminum. This is steel, and this is aluminum, but these magnets are strong enough because I can't even pull these. I can't pull these up. So I got to slide them off the board. So what it lets me do is it's got enough pull strength that it'll actually stick through the aluminum panel and grab onto the steel. Pretty sneaky, huh? Is anyone picking up a mic noise? I think. Okay, should be gone now. Alright, so now, see, I can do this. I can pull up this guy. Actually, that's what I want to do. Alright. Super simple. And this is one of those, just to know how strong those magnets are. This is a Alumicore Durabond piece of aluminum. So it's aluminum both sides with a PVC core in the middle. We still get a nice bite. And that's it. I think we're just gonna go right to it. This is the kind of armpit area. It's almost got like a shell up here. What will be most closely to working on aluminum? Any smooth surface, even smooth illustration boards can be similar to aluminum. Sintra, obviously painted steel. But these are really, I go to a science play, I buy these by the 4x8 sheet, and they only charge, I think, I'm actually paying less for this aluminum core now than I was for steel. Steel I was paying, I mean, regular aluminum sheets I was paying like 90. Now those are like 100 and something a piece, 130 a sheet, but the Alumicore ones are like 90, 95. And I get, I haven't cut the 12x18s, so I get about 20 panels out of them. So it's pretty cheap. It's like $6-7 a panel. So that's why I use the aluminum. And for airbrush here, I'm using my Takumi Eclipse, not the Micron. I may employ the Micron a little later on if I need to, but this is a pretty big scale piece, and I don't really need it. Well, I was wondering how strong. Where do you get them? Oh, so these, I just ordered them on Amazon. They're just neodymium magnets. Like rare earth magnets. They're really strong. Even the silicas are strong. But yeah, I just get them on Amazon. Oh yeah, some of those magnets will go right through your hands like this. I've had the same thing. Sorry for the dry throat tonight, guys. Get some water. Been doing a lot of painting and talking all week. We just finished up a big how-to series. It's going to be coming out soon. That was a few days of shooting. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, you know, this camera right here, this has been the same for a while. Same with my face cam. But now to have the matching upper cam really just kind of brings the whole thing together and ties it in nice. I've actually tried, I'm going to try this. I got a new format I'm going to try out eventually, which is this one, which is going to be cool, but it's going to be for a different camera position instead of the background so you can see me and pictures. I think this is going to be a similar setup when I do some of the like Adobe Illustrator how-tos and things like that. Yeah, Mike, I use a weaker ones when I'm direct to steel typically, but this one, because I'm on aluminum panel and there's steel underneath, the strength will really go through. Yes, Michael, it really is. So I'm going to switch back to that in a second. So now I can switch back to that camera, switch back to that camera. The only thing is my reference image changed. So excuse me while I fix that. That was a problem I was afraid was going to happen. And I don't have my assistant here to help. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that. That's what happens when your assistant isn't here. There you go, Michael, exactly. Pro tip. Pro tip. The cups you mix painted, they solvent proof. Yeah. Yep, these guys. So I'll mix water base here, but I use these for solvent as well. So these are just medicine cups. I should really drop a link to this. Maybe I'll try to get the link after and I'll drop it in the description off YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, drop it in the YouTube link. They're on Amazon. I usually buy like the 500 pack. I go through them. I usually go through 2 per color because I mix them, then I let it settle, and then I uh-oh. We got a bid from Gary, $175 to kick things off. Let me get a pen over here. I'll move my pocket graphics up. We got a little bid thing going here. Bids. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. First bid of the night. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This will be a single feed no matter what, even if I don't fully finish it, but this will be finished enough. Oh, see, I forgot to transfer. So on the pencil lid, so I can just do that. Well, I got you here. Best place for strainers. So I make my strainer. I've showed it before. Yeah, when I do automotive paints, I strain with like just automotive strainers. But I make my strainers out of basically tobacco pipe store. So so basically I do this. So it's just a piece of end pipe, and I use tobacco pipe screen that you can I just get tons of them from Amazon. And quick and simple, down and dirty screen, very easy. As opposed to using larger screens like the automotive ones, which is what I use when I'm mixing like large amounts of paint. You know, but the big strainers aren't worth it when you're just mixing up little bits like this. I was almost going to do a Guardians of the Galaxy, since that comes out tomorrow. Well, some theaters already started today. Which I don't want any spoilers if anyone's seen it. I've blocked people for spoilers before, so. Fair warning. But then I remembered that I looked at the day and went, oh, it's May the 4th, so we had to do Star Wars. I was going to do it, I almost thought about doing like a mashup of like a Star Wars Guardians thing, which would have been fun as well. Let's get in on that eye. Yeah, I just use a blue Bic pen. I don't know what blast mask is. Hello, Brother Todd. Esther's on. Hi, Aunt Esther. gonna have to say hi. How you doing? Thanks for popping in. Brother Todd, again. What's going on, everyone? I'm gonna pop back out. Yeah, I've done the screw the lid over them, and that helps. Eventually they dry out unless you store them upside down. And I'm almost never using the color straight out of the bottle or the can, so. Oh, for blasting glass? Yeah, got it. No, I don't, I mean, this is basically the same process. I've just, instead of using that, they use like it's old photocopier style. I'm not sure what they use now. But I don't know how that's going to react under paint and what it's going to do when clearing. So by using a super soft pencil, like I do, just make transfer paper, or just use Sorel transfer paper. It works just the same. What I love about this color, it's got such a nice, it just keeps toning. You know, it just, this is actually the darker one. So this is actually the burnt umber mixed with a little black, and it's staying light enough that I'm just going to stick with it. Yeah, Kaylee's off this week mainly because she's still feeling a little under the weather, but she's got all her AP exams this week, which is basically like finals for juniors. And then she's got her SAT Saturday. So she's got a crazy week, so I want to get her as much rest as possible and some downtime so I can do this just on my own. And the cool thing is, because I use the sealer, I can go in with the electric eraser, and I can pull that illustration color off without going all the way back through. Without going all the way back through to the base, which is the white of the actual metal panel. Airbrush paint. Ah, 2 weekends in a row, you won't be too rusty. You should be good. Yeah, that's one of the I want a Medea. What's it? I forget the top of my head. Damn it! I had it. SmartJet. It's the SmartJet Pro. Great unit. And that thing's, man, this thing's been going couple years of live feeds, but that thing's about 5 years old, and it's just beautiful. Yeah, candies, I typically triple screen them, not for airbrushing so much, but when I'm spraying like a candy apple on a car or a big area, yeah, man, for me, you can't strain that stuff enough. You just gotta, it's the cheapest insurance you have for a successful candy job. There's nothing worse than a dry flake or something in your candy. It's just so preventable. Like, I've had guys on, I don't know why you guys strain all your airbrush paint, and I'm like, why? I don't understand why you wouldn't. We strain automotive, why wouldn't you strain for airbrushing? Just to be safe and just have ultimate flow. I think other than safety, it helps, especially with water-based, it helps acclimate the paint to itself and kind of just lets everything, like, kind of be separated, come back together. It just really kind of sets everything up. But this is what's great about this. This is just a regular 0.3 Eclipse. And the fact that I can do these little pin lines all day long. Even smaller if I really push it. The paint's I can go a little thinner. No, you can't hide that speck. No matter how hard you try. And actually, the harder you try, the worse it gets. And only guys who've actually sprayed true candy jobs understand that horror. Oh, so this was the Gerald Mendez texture effects for this, and then this little was this was the pocket pyro from my pocket graphic stencil set, just to get all. So if I want to find like curves like this, now I can come off this one, get a nice, especially for wrinkles and stuff, really nice for that. Humidity with solvents, you don't have to worry too much about the candies. I mean, you have to a degree. Water-based, a little bit more. And just basically take your time. What I think we need to do the mouth of this guy, and I think a little cutaway would be helpful. So I'm going to do this in a couple of sections, and you'll see why. Yeah, the problem you have, Steve, in Arizona is sometimes it's so damn dry. Things dry too fast. They have a tendency to seed out if you're not careful. So, I mean, as far as like regular paint, it's great. You can you pretty much got your own bake booth. Just one. So that just sets that up nice. Now the bone location set in. So now I'm going to cut that bone away. Quick and easy. Don't need much of it. Do you know you prefer the workflow? So I don't use a lot of acetate cuts. I use a plotter quite a bit. So I prefer a paper and plot mix. So a lot of times what I do, for a single illustration like this, I probably wouldn't bother plotting it. If this was going on a bike or a curved surface of a car or something, I'd probably make a stencil of these key elements, and I just did with a plotter mask. And then what I would do is have corresponding paper that lines up, and I've done this in quite a few videos. That's my preferred way, is to use the plot for very simple stuff, or ultra intricate like lettering and fine details that you cutting by hand would be a nightmare. On that, I prefer paper and freehand as much as possible. Just depending on the image, right tool for the right job. Yeah, it comes together quick. You know, and it comes together in such a way that now I can really just kind of play with it. This technique is one of those, I can get to a certain point where the detail is pretty much there, and I can wrap it up within an hour, or if the customer's got the budget and I'm really into it, I can spend 4, 5, 6 more hours on it and make it near photorealistic, or just texture and tone, and make it look really wet and gooey, and all the different tones and, you know, realism tricks you can throw at it. But realistically, to a client's budget, once I get through the first stage and a half or so, I can just kind of work it how I want to work it. Welcome, Tim. Yeah, everyone's got their own preferred, like, I got into the trap years ago because I'm pretty proficient as a plotter, as mostly everyone knows. I have a lot of preferred way to use it. And there were times where I was using it too much. You know, and it was stifling the work as opposed to aiding the work. My goal is to use everything as a tool to get to do the art as much as possible. The freehanding, the paint, toning, that's where it's all. That's the fun. Like this stage right here, to me, this is the only part of it that can work, is getting it like all mapped out and laid in and stuff like that. So we currently got a bid on this. Thanks, Darren. What's going on, buddy? So we currently got a bid of than 175 on this. And we've had some super chats, so thank you very much for that. And also with you. That's the Catholic version of May the Force be with you. Which they've actually said that line. They've I think it was Mandalorian, someone finally said it, and also with you. Or it was Kenobi. It was awesome. We got a bid. Thank you, Darren. And we got a super chat. Thank you very much for that. Cool, cool, cool. That's noted. Thank you, everyone. Okay, we got him kind of roughed in. So, like, my goal is to try to get to this, you know, and I'm mostly done on this one tone. Then, like I said, I can start playing around with it. And working this way, when you're working with customers, this is a nice way to work, because if they start getting antsy about, you know, how the bike's coming, how the painting's coming, you can go in and be like, look, you know, they can see this detail. Yeah, man, Darren, it's still one of my favorite all-time, like, I mean, I saw that when I was pretty young, and just awesome scene. And, like, again, I said it earlier, the fact that it was a puppet in fourth perspective is still, and it still kind of holds up, is amazing. Oops, sorry, I'm blocking you guys. Didn't mean that. Try not to get in your way. It's good to get back to a good sized panel. So this is a nice 12 by 18 inch panel. This is what's great about this. I can just freehand all day long now. Have a good one, Timothy. Thanks for popping in. Thank you, Shine. Appreciate those kind words. Let's get some erasing in here. Get a little texture into that mouth. Oops. I need to get a flexible... Oops, I just took a picture. I need to get a more flexible thing up here so I can move it freely. Just get a little bit like it's rough highlighting inside the mouth and give it a wet look. Freehand shading, exactly. Very cool. Where's that face? Get under here a little darker. What's up, Jeff? Yeah, keep popping in over here. This feed's always more stable over on this side than the Facebook one. Which makes no sense because it's from the same source. Okay, so it's gonna have some stuff coming off here, and there's some big big chains. No, there's not enough people on Facebook. Gets just only like 5 people on there. And people go on and off so much. It's just... So I don't put a lot over there anymore. I mainly focus it on over here. I just kind of put it there to remind everyone that we're over here. That's the only reason I keep posting it to Facebook. And a few family members from different parts of the world that it's easier for them to see it there. Facebook used to be great, used to be outstanding, and now it's just, I don't get any... There's no rhyme or reason to why, and there's nothing I've been able to do about making it better, so... Plus over here, the more and more people who watch it, I eventually get paid for that. And people can super chat, and people can bid, so it's just easier over here. Yeah, the other thing is people can come back and watch this later and find it easier. Facebook, it's gone. Yeah, pretty quick. It's hard to go back and find. But see, now that I got this base character in, I mean, now it's really just playtime. I can do whatever I want from here. And like Lavallee always said, loose to tight. This is where I kind of go tight on the little details. Thanks, JC. But now I can start going. Now I can go loose and like start building some tone and depth and texture and things like that. Not bad for 58 minutes with a little bit of problems at the beginning. This one's definitely done tonight. So whoever's the high bidder on this is getting this. Right now that's still Darren. This is not just for backgrounds anymore. Thanks, Steve. We definitely got to put some drool come out of this guy at the end too. And I think this was one of like the coolest Star Wars toys you ever got when you were a kid. Thank you, Darren. To you as well. And also with you. Yeah, I had to do something for May the 4th. Listen, I almost did a Vader piece, but it's always that balance between what can I actually finish in 2 hours and make look good. Not too bad. Right, Gary? Not too bad. For SEMA? Yeah, I'll be at SEMA. I've already talked with Trullers. Going to be doing some work with Trullers. Then I'm hoping talk with Iwata. We'll probably do some work with them as well. We're starting early for Cinco de Mayo. Well, this isn't beer. Alright, let's see. I'm going to bring out another airbrush here. Bring out another Eclipse. So this is that Titan buff color. And I need a little bit more opaque white with this. Or it's not going to show up. Need some contrast. Well, you can't make scotch without bourbon barrels, so bourbon comes first. No, this is Buffalo Trace. This is a good one. So Buffalo Trace is it's not too. Buffalo Trace is probably I'd say probably 8. Its scotch is gross. It's like someone threw friggin' patchouli oil in good whiskey. Too peaty. Don't like it. Even the ones that say this is not peaty, they're peaty. So I'll brighten these claws a bit before I start toning them back out. Cinco de Bourbon. Yeah, it is a 1-year Darth Maul anniversary. Yep, that was a fun painting. I love the way that one came out. Yeah, I like some shine once in a great while. Every time I get down to North Carolina, then I always get some good stuff. Not the store-bought crap. If you gotta have it, you gotta have the good, real stuff. This little texture's just gonna help add. Oh, good. I'll remember that. All right. See, just a little bit. Time to start darkening this thing up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dump out about 3/4 of this burnt sienna with a little black. I'm going to add some candy black. To it and make this a darker tone. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, they're gonna look a lot better after this. I'm gonna make them pop. Make them pop. Gonna add some more shadow underneath them. And you'll watch them kind of start to lift off the surface. A little bit more brown back in here. It's going a little too dark, too fast. Change that tone a little bit. Man, I wasn't looking through my glasses. I thought Michael was putting a $3,000 bid in there. And I was like, yes, yes, there we go. I know it's not. But it'd be a lot cooler if it was. Calvin Jones, thank you, sir, for that amazing super chat. Bam! Dropping the hammer. Yay! Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Thank you. See you next time, brother. Always thanks for the support. Now that's how you do it. Look, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I like doing this and all, but it's even better when I make money. Like a piano player in a good restaurant. The more tips that come, the more money comes in, the better I play. Or the drunker I get. One or the other. Oh, I saw it. Yeah, I mean, that was a great piece. That was great. Like I said, I almost did a Vader with Anakin's face coming out of it. And I started working it up, and I'm like, man, this is going to take a lot more time to do justice to it. So I might save that for like a painting. Or a future like multi-part live feed. And see, the nice thing about this is the more I just keep working it, it just keeps getting better and better and better and better. And obviously when haha water. Obviously when this is cleared, it's gonna really slam. Get it on this eye really good. Oh yeah, this new camera angle makes it much easier. Yes, Darren. That will go awesome in the dining room. There's a man that just finished my house and made it look amazing inside. Darren now realized how much trim and detailing an 1800s house has. Just a little. One of my steampunk koi paintings in the dining room now. I don't know if a Vader one will go over with Mama. I'm gonna really get this mouth to pop. Oh, thanks, Carl. Make that nice and sharp. Bam! Just pop that mouth out. Oh. Oops, I keep doing this, getting in your way. Sorry, guys. Bubbles! Say hi, Bubbles. Hi, Bubbles. In a few weeks, I'm going to have to do one of these guys, one of these minifigures. Is what I was working with for that New Worlds paint the other night, which is the new tabletop gaming and model paint. Stuff's awesome. This was a fun piece to do. No idea to see the other one I just did. The other piece is amazing. Thank you, Michael. And a little cowbell. Thanks, sir. I knew this was going to be a good painting. Everyone's happy with it. We got a strong bid of 200 going in on it. We're a little over, almost 2/3 of the way through. I'm going to go right up to 10 o'clock on this. And just keep adding Gerald Mendez's favorite words. We all know what that is, right? That's right, man. Details. Nothing like them. They spray as well, and I think in some cases, especially in the modeling, they spray perfect. They spray amazing. So I think you're gonna really dig it. I was really impressed. I was really impressed how well they spray and then brush with a paintbrush. Because they really do. And a little goes a long way. They're very concentrated. They're very strong. I'm assuming you're doing it for models. The wash medium is amazing. Because you can take that color and make it into a beautiful transparent wash with like a drop of paint. You know, like I did a purple wash on this one. And then I did like an orange wash up inside here. The stuff's just great. Now I gotta get ready for my next figure that I'm painting. And then the whole army I'm painting. Because I did get a whole Warhammer army to paint. The whole patrol combat unit. If anyone here is into Warhammer, let me know. I need help. Total novice. Yeah, see, by getting that dark, it's really letting everything just pop forward. Leahy! Jared Howes, what's going on, man? Hope you and everyone's doing well. Hope brother's doing well. Hello there. Get a little erasing in here. Hey, there's my other magnet. Oh yeah. Yeah, actually, if you type in, go to my channel, I got a really cool video up on some lowrider work. Mostly on bikes. I've never done a car, but I've done quite a few motorcycles in that style. I don't know what it was either, but it's fine. I've done quite a few cars. I do mainly bikes, but... Ah, damn man, I just fake it till I make it, baby. Fooled everyone this long. See, I get to some of these, and these are the ones I don't want to let go. I've never drawn one, I've never painted one, it's the first time ever. I want to get a nice hard separation from this finger. Actually, that needs to be there. Get that finger to drop further back, yeah. Pop this one out. There we go. See how now that drop shadow, that finger just really gave it that pop. I always love how the bone in this just snapped. So right now the lucky recipient is Darren. So Darren's got a bid of 200 on this, and so far that is the high bid. And we'll see if that stands to the end. I'm going to put a little crack in that bone because it's just about to snap. Yeah, it sticks out, just gives that nice pop. It's all about contrast. It's all contrast. And paintings like this, so I could spend all day on this. Well, we have a bid of 230. Michael Cohen, you are on the board, sir. Push, pull, that's right, push, pull. You know, if you don't have me on Facebook or Instagram, either find me there, or you can do Scott. I want to just type this in here so people have it. So that's my email for anyone who's bidding, who needs to get a hold of me. Or just message me if you have me on Instagram. We still got a half hour to go. Yeah, this one is cool. When the border comes off, it'll just be framed in really cool. They don't, sir. They don't. What would Crystal say? I might put a bit in it myself and just keep it. Keep working. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I was running through my head. I don't know. 20 is a 20. Yeah, Facebook probably would have booted you. Have a good one. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, I could paint you that, just not in 2 hours on a live feed. Want me to put the bikini on him? That'd be one hell of a mashup. I know I'm even looking at a photo reference for this guy. This is just my sketch, and I looked at the picture earlier. The rest is just from memory. You know what I think we need? I think we need a little bit of brush work. Do we need a little brush work? I think we need a little brush work. Yeah, it's gonna hit these teeth. Give them some extra texture. Look at that. That just adds. Don't say nothing. You'll get banned. I already talked about that. Buddy of mine started last week. He's like, did you see that? He got a sneak peek. I'm like, no. And you didn't invite me. I was very hurt. I almost went today, but there was so much going on that I just couldn't get away. I do have tickets for this weekend, so I am going. I heard it's great. Thanks, Skip. Yep, this was... You had to do something for May the 4th. I've always loved this character, this creature. A little bit of that bone, too. Got to add some brush work in there, make it worth it. Nope. And technically, like most painting, it's still just, it's acrylic on board. It's just mixed tools. We're the only art form that identifies itself by its tool and not the paint or the surface. It just really just adds to it. That's right. This just adds some nice extra grit. Oh man, I'm glad you found the channel too, man. Spread the word, spread the love. We're just gonna keep growing this. My goal is to hit 10,000 followers by the end of this year. We're almost at 9. We're like 86 and change. So, this is a master's touch. Nothing crazy. It's just a script liner. I just grab whatever. I got some decent sable brushes, and I got I got a lot of nice striping brushes and lettering brushes. I just don't have them up here. They're at the shop. The next house, I hope, I want to build a space almost like Nubs, where I have the shop downstairs, and the second floor to be like the office, and then the filming can be done, like whether it's shop related or this, and the cameras can just move. That's kind of my goal, is and build this same rig in the shop, minus the cameras, but everything else, and then I just have to bring the cameras and the switcher to the garage, you know, for doing the solvent work and some of the more automotive related stuff. That's going to happen as well. Just not yet, but it's on the short list. Yeah, it's just, like I said, a regular brush. As far as my airbrush, this has all been done with an Eclipse. An Eclipse Takumi side feed and a regular Eclipse CS, which they're the same tip size. Nothing past that. Yeah, I have a lot of good, like I have Von Dago's brushes, I have a bunch of Tidwells, I have a whole bunch of, I got the Dragonflies, I have Excaliburs, I have Lavalle's original brush set from back in the day. Do you do any... So I haven't done any large projects with these cameras. When I've done larger projects right now, I've just filmed them with like GoPros. And the GoPros are in, you know, their protective cases. If I was to bring these cameras, I'd either have them pretty far away and covered, just let the lenses out. Because I wouldn't want the cameras themselves, because these are... So basically I have three... I have three Lumix G7 DSLR cameras. You know, mirrorless, yeah, DSLR cameras. And those are what I'm using. Oh yeah, I got the Kafkas as well. Kafkas are great. Actually, I think I have one right here. I have it somewhere. Oh yeah. I got a Kafka right there. This is 0. And I got a Dragonfly around here too. Don't know where I put it. Don't know where I put it. Thanks, Steve, for popping in. May the 4th be with you as well. Don't forget to catch Steve on his Tech Tuesdays on YouTube and then his Monday feeds. But we are down to 12 minutes. We're going to start wrapping this thing up. So if anyone's thinking of any bids, this will be the time. We are at 230 from Michael Cohen. Alright, let's do a little spraying. I'm going to wrap this puppy up for the night. I'm going to bed. It's been a long day. Lots of stuff going on today. We got construction going on our sewer mains and the water mains coming into the house, the whole street. So every day is a new damn challenge. So like 3 hours before the feed, air bubbles, messed up one of my toilets, the valves, and then yeah, it has been a fun day for that. Some brown water, all that fun stuff, you know. And Gary comes in. Bam. Gary comes in with 250. And Gary takes the leaves right. For the first time in a while, I don't owe Gary another painting right now. This is the only one. I've got all his other ones. The only thing I gotta finish is the one from 2 weeks ago. I gotta clear the Octoskull one. And get that off. He's got a large chunk of the collection. There's a few guys close behind him, but Gary's definitely got the biggest one of the collection. I know he's got... You have the Cad Bane too, right? Yeah, he's got the Cad Bane. I only do a handful of Star Wars ones. You know, I do want to do a mashup. I thought about it. I want to do like a pirate skull, like Pirates of the Caribbean skull, but with like the pirates from Mandalorian with like crossed, you know, like cross blasters. That's one I got in my head. Or a Mandalorian skull, like one of these guys. I just 3D printed this one. Like one of these with like crossed blasters or blades. 9 minutes to go. Let's pull the tape and see how this looks. I'm gonna sign it and call it a night. What's on TV tonight? Star Trek's over. Mandalorian's over. Klinger from MASH wearing a Disney dress. That'd be awesome. Okay. Thanks, JC. Yeah, look at that. That is it. I'm going to sign this thing. I'm going to sign it the brush way today. There we go. And that, kids, I think that'll be it. The final bid is Gary, $250. 7 minutes to go. I think we're going to leave it there. Congratulations, Gary. Thank you, Darren, for the bids. Thank you, Michael. Keep an eye out for the next ones. And with that, I'm just going to keep toning. I want to thank everyone for popping in tonight. Thanks for being patient last week's feed. Last week's feed I was filming this how-to video for the New Worlds paint. That video should be out in a few weeks. I did 200 gigabytes, 300 gigs of footage. So 4-camera. I did a 4-camera. I actually added another camera for this one because I'm painting miniatures right in front of my chest, looking right at the figure. So it's going to be some great footage of that. I want everyone to have an awesome weekend. I'm going to go see Guardians. Hopefully it's as good as people are saying it is. I think it's going to be. And may the 4th be with you. And I will see you all next week. Same time, same channel. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Peace.